Okay, I've been curious about this. The neck. See, that's the thing about being on camera. That was the thing I kept noticing that you can't see unless I go like that. Then you can see the sparkle on it. So I'm just like, the guy put like this large sparkle flake. The guy that the methodology I use. I'm gonna take the tape off and hopefully see what it looks like. It looks presentable. I meant to cover the nut, but I ended up just painting the nut. Not a terrible thing, not the end of the world, but maybe some of it'll come off because it is a plastic nut. It's not like a bone nut or something fancy. It's the cheap nut you can get. But I want to take this off. The neck came out looking okay. I was pretty happy with the neck pretty early on, I mean. And maybe I should have just did the full-on, the heavy glitter like the guy did in the video. I didn't want to do that because I didn't know whether or not it would show up. And then I did the really light glitter and it doesn't really show up. It looks pretty good in person, the neck, this part at least. This is the only part you'll ever see because I'm playing and this is the part, the fretboard. The back looks pretty good. You'll never see it. Oh well, I don't know. If I were to do this over, I don't know if I would do it to begin with, because it's like, you know, it's not like it's going to be the best guitar in the world, but it will be. It'll work. And I'm not any good, so it's not like, oh, well, I can put my magic into it and make it work. Nah, it's not going to happen that way. Anyway, I guess I can. The painter's tape did what the painter's tape is supposed to do, which is nice. But spray paint, I learned how to spray paint. Apparently, I didn't know how to, which I mean, I knew that going in. I knew it was going to be a little bit of a gamble. I just didn't realize it was going to be that time consuming. With how the guy did it and how I tried to model it, I got the neck right. But I did not get the body right, and I ended up doing the body twice. If I would have known that, I may have not. I would have just painted it all black and been done with it. I have that ultra black paint I used on the base that I made last year, or that I put together last year. And it was nice. I think that black is fine. It's not like fancy or anything, but it's like really dark, dark black, and it looks nice. I would have just did that. Ideally, I would have just done something else. I mean, I have so many other things I could do, and the reason I wanted to do this is because it was relatively cheap, and then I can get like, you know, 5 videos out of one thing, but I ended up getting more videos than I bargained for. It's not the end of the world. It's just a learning process. Everybody's like, blah blah blah, failure is the only way you learn. And then when you fail, nobody wants to watch it and nobody wants to see it, and everybody's just ready to criticize or whatever. Thankfully, nobody watches these things. If you've watched this far, I don't even think my mom would watch this far. She'd be like, oh, it didn't work. Oh. Anyway, I don't, the painter's tape worked really well. And the one thing I was thinking about when I was like, okay, well, I can at least, the neck is done. I don't want to do anything else to the neck, even if I wanted to. If something were to happen to it, I think I would just be upset for like 10 minutes and then be like, oh well. A friend of mine who does who did some work for me, logos for the Grave Fear stuff, he was like, oh man, let me paint on it. Let me draw on one. And that's what I would do next time. I would just order one of these kits and just send it, and just have him send it to him, or just say, hey, come by the house and let's go pick out how you want to paint it, and I'll tell you what I want, and then you can just make something. He's good at doing that, so he's done that for me multiple times now. I have stuff that I haven't even put out yet that I've had him make for me. So that's probably what I'll do next time. Just, hey, I want it to be a base color of red or something like that, and here's some red, and then make something for Gray Fear on it or something. That's probably what I'll do. If I had to do this again, I would definitely do that and say, hey, here's a month. Make me something that looks like blah, blah, blah. And then on to the next thing. This painter's tape really stuck on well. The painter's tape was in a line. I did not make a straight enough line on the paint, on the tape. So I don't know how that's going to work. But yeah, let me get this last little piece. It held together good enough. But the main thing is I got these. This is the one thing that I'm going to do for this guitar initially. There's other stuff I want to do with it. I wanted to buy different knobs and stuff like that, but I'll wait on that. That doesn't need to happen right now. Doing the machine heads, it's going to be that this is the best time to do them, and to have locking machine heads, which are easy, make it easier to change the strings, basically. So I'm just doing this. I let the neck sit. Once I knew the paint was okay and it wouldn't really come off or anything like that, I just put it on my dining room table for the last week, just so it'll acclimate to the inside temperature and make sure that everything is clean and it won't come off when I touch it. So now I'm rubbing my fingers all over it and it doesn't leave a fingerprint, and it's relatively smooth. I mean, it could be a tiny bit smoother, but it's fine. For the most part, the line here held up pretty well. Meaning this line, I did mess up right here, and the nut is covered in paint. My only concern with having paint on the nut is, will the string pass through it properly? I think it will. But putting the strings on it is definitely going to do something to it. I got it inside of the nut of the adjustment, the truss rod adjustment. But there also is a cover that goes for this too, so maybe I should have put the cover on it. So let's take one of these out real quick. Yeah. Imagine if I put it on like that. I was like, hey, that looks odd. So okay. So there you go. All of it came with chrome hardware, and I debated whether or not it would look better with black hardware. But I mean, it came with chrome, and if I had to do it all over again, if I had to do this all over again, I think I would not do it. I would just, if I had to, I would just stain the wood very lightly, because this is the color of the wood. I would have probably stained it a little bit darker, not much, and then just sealed it and been done with it. Maybe it would have been better. But I mean, this came out looking good. I don't know. I keep going back and forth on it, but it's kind of too little too late. Okay, let me line these up. So the nice thing about these is when you put the string in through the hole, you screw this down and it tightens the string through here. Instead of having to, with a regular one, you feed it through and twist it over and and you go through under, and then that'll twist it and hold it. Whereas this, you just screw it in and that's it. It's a lot easier. You don't need them. It's nice. It's just a nice to have, you know. Okay. I just had to figure out what orientation all of these suckers go into. And the one thing I'm worried about is making sure that the paint isn't too thick. So let's just get these seated, and then I'll tighten them in a moment when I'm off camera. But at least I wanted to get this part done. So they're seated, they need little screws right here. And that's what these little suckers do. If you've not seen what screws do or how screws work, I don't think I'm the channel you should be watching first. I always think, because people always go, like and subscribe, if you're watching, if this is your first YouTube video, welcome to YouTube, I guess. I don't know. But really, I don't understand like having to repeat it over and over and over again. If you don't know by now, and if you've not subscribed to my channel, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why you're watching this to begin with, really. The guy I was talking about making stuff, he made Grave Fear, because this is the logo for the record. It fits. Maybe that's the, I was wondering if I could do that, is just tape it, or no, this is stickers, so stick it and then put the clear coat over it, and maybe it'll stick it down. But I was afraid it would go too thick and then you wouldn't be able to see it. But the Grave Fear does fit. Maybe I'll just stick it on the back, be a big chicken and not show it. He did a good job. He did what like I said, I asked him, hey, can you do it this way? I'll have a vision of how I want it to look, blah, blah, blah. But I'll think about that. So new hardware, the neck is basically ready to be mounted. The next thing I got to do, I want to give that another day, because I've had the body inside for a couple days now. I want to make sure it's not tacky at all. I did lift it and it did stick to the little mat that I had it on yesterday, no, the day before, and that freaked me out. But I want to get this together and get this off my plate. It was more work than it's worth, and I just want to make loud noises now with this thing.